So Spain are through 2-1 winners after extra time, and they progress to the semi-final, where they will meet the winner of tonight's second quarter-final between France and Portugal. For the host nation, Germany, their tournament is over. Didi, commiserations. Ronnie mentioned in his summation there that possibly Nagelsmann went with the wrong starting 11 as far as he was concerned. What's your view?
Well, hindsight is a beautiful thing. He had an idea with Emre Can in the middle of the park. Obviously didn't work out for whatever reason. And he made the subs pretty early because they were trailing the game, which he, I think, had every right to do. What I didn't understand, we touched on it at the end of normal time, he had one substitution because he used all five to bring Anton in for Havertz. Because then you know you've got Toni Kroos on the pitch, you've got Rüdiger, who's played an awful lot.
Yeah.
You've got 2 or 3 players on the pitch where you don't know whether they last the game, and with a substitution, you don't have a substitution for half an hour, and as it happened, Toni Kroos was badly struggling in the second half of extra time. Yeah. He's actually the one who's not making a challenge or who's losing the ball before Spain is going to score the goal. So I wouldn't question the decision at the start, because obviously he had an idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What I didn't understand was using your last substitution right at the start of extra time.
Yeah, well, it's the end of the road for Germany. It's the end of the road for Toni Kroos. That's his last international for Germany. What a great servant he has been for them. But in fairness, Kevin, when we look at the tournament overall, I mean, Spain have been consistently good throughout, and I suppose over the entirety of the game. Do you think they deserve to go through?
No, it was pretty close. Füllkrug should have equalised right at the end. It was probably an easier header than the actual winner for Spain. He hit the post. I think the keeper made a great save. I think the actual clear-cut chances probably fell in favour of Germany. I'm with Didi on that. The extra time, the decision he made to make that sub was the key moment, because in the lead up to that goal, Toni Kroos was down and up a few times with cramp, and they were gone. His legs were gone, and they could do nothing about it. I think they put him up front for a second and put Musiala back in the middle, but actually just before the goal happened, Kroos had ended up back in that position in midfield, but just couldn't get anywhere near anyone. Yeah. In fairness to Spain, though, if you watch when we see the goal in a minute, look how many they have in the box. Mm-hmm. You know, you think at that stage they won't commit that many forward. But they're just going to play it out for the penalties. I think there's about 5 minutes, not even that left. Watch, as the ball went across, I just said out loud here, look at how many they have in the box. Great ball in, and a fabulous header from Moreno.
It's a wonderful header, it really is. He gets up, and to redirect the back cross goal, he's up early, so then he has to generate the power in the air, and it's a fantastic header at this stage in the game. But like Kevin said, like, to get those many bodies in the box at this late stage in the game, it shows their intent, shows what they're trying to do, and that's with their 2 wingers off. Wonderful technique. Look at it, he generates the power, and I think Spain, they edged it, but it was a really fought game.
Yeah, Mikel Merino, an unlikely hero for Spain, but that's what he certainly is. Didi, rarely does extra time produce so many incidents, but it did. And we have to have a look at the penalty appeal that Germany had. What did you think of this? Was it a good decision by Anthony Taylor or not?
Yeah, I think there was only one decision to make, because Cucurella, what's he meant to do? He's got his arm hanging down by his side, and it hits his arm. You know, I think the video system made the right decision not to send the referee out, because I think this is where some of the confusion always starts, when the referees get asked to have a look again. And I think the assistant made a brilliant decision not to tell him, or to tell him not to go outside, that it's not a penalty. He's got his arm by his body. It's not a penalty.
We talk about all the time, an unnatural position. We're joking off here, but an unnatural position for a defender is your hands behind your back. Your hands shouldn't, like, your hands have to be out for you to have any balance or movement. It's not up high, it's not above his chest. We had one a few days ago, and his hand was here. Fair enough, his hands are literally by his side, they're coming back in. And it's great to see them make a decision quickly and not like...
It's the first time we've seen a common sense one in the tournament, because they've been given handball for everything, and that's the first time you see one. And when the minute I saw it, we said, he's going to give a penalty here, and he didn't. Fair juice to...
Goalkeepers have played their part in this tournament, and Unai Simon made a brilliant save during that second period of extra time, again contributing to Spain's victory today.
Yeah, well, he had a bit of an iffy goal kick before that, but here makes a good save. And Füllkrug does ever so well to get across the defender. It's a brilliant ball by Kimmich. He just dinks it into into the box, hardly any pace, but he gets his head to it, gets across Nacho here, and he makes a good save. And his handling all right, I think, was pretty good. Apart from one or two things with his feet, I think he had a very good game, and he's certainly a goalkeeper you can see winning a big trophy with his team.
Yeah. Finally, Kevin, you have to take this one because Füllkrug, he's been magnificent in the air for Germany.
Yeah.
And you would have bet on him 9 times out of 10 to put this in the back of the net.
He's come up with a few important goals already in the tournament, and this is probably his easiest chance. As I said, it was easier than Moreno's header a couple of minutes before.
I suppose he's taken a couple of steps backwards, but he gets great contact with it.
Just a foot the wrong side of the post. He'll be really disappointed in himself, because that's why he's brought on. We called for him to be brought on, to take those opportunities, to be there. He did everything but score. He hit the post, I think, in normal time. He showed the diving header there. It was a great effort, and that's the one where you think I could have been the hero.
If you could have one chance in the game set up for him, that's probably exactly it. The ball come in, doesn't have to jump, head heights, he can redirect it, he's in the right position. And he's, like Didi joke, saying that's like a penalty for him. Like it really is.
I think, in a way, if you look at the winner, Merino's goal, he has to generate the pace because there's not much pace on the cross. He generates the pace with his legs kicking out. But this one, if anything, I think it was probably too easy because he doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to put pace on the ball because there was enough on it, and all he has to do is guide it into that near post, and it's just 2 inches or a foot wide. But this is a chance. If you give him that in training 10 times, he probably scores 8 or 9. Unfortunately, today he didn't.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Germany bow out, but Spain are through to the semi-final.